All right, well, we just saw Tusk, and on this show I take my friends, we go see a movie. We do a review in the car afterwards. The review portion is spoiler-free. We then have a discussion, and the discussion can get into spoilers. So if you're on the fence trying to decide if you want to see this movie, watch the first half and see if we recommend it for you. If you've already seen the movie and kind of want to know what we think, or if you don't care to see the movie and just want to know what our opinions of and don't care about spoilers, watch the whole thing. So this is a movie that I think it really helps to know why this was made. It's such a bizarre concept. I think it's a lot more enjoyable knowing kind of the setup and everything behind it. I'm not going to go into all of that here, but I will say that if you look into, there's plenty of stuff on YouTube and stuff of Kevin Smith talking about the inspiration for the movie and how it was kind of a dare that became a movie, or script that became a movie. Having said all of that, does that translate into a great movie? No. It's funny. It has its moments. There's some things in it that are kind of creepy. There's some things in it that are kind of gross. It does a fairly good job of adding onto the story, having some kind of side story elements that you don't expect from just a straight-ahead horror film. It's kind of nice that they have those extra characters there to kind of balance things out or flesh things out a little bit more.
No pun intended.
Yeah. But generally speaking, it is just kind of a wacky version of the Human Centipede. That's really the way it felt to me. It's not... I wouldn't say that it's particularly scary. I wouldn't say it's particularly gory. It's just very weird. It delivers on what you expect it to deliver on. I wish it were a little bit funnier than it was. I wish it was a little bit more clever in general than it was. But overall, I'm glad I saw it, and I think I did benefit from knowing what I was in for, or at least what it potentially was going to be going into it. So, what did you guys think?
Wow, that movie happened. I spent almost the entire time thinking, how did this movie get made? Somebody actually sat there and was like, yes, we're gonna make this. And I really don't know how. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. I thought I was watching an Asylum film the entire time. The performances were pretty good. Justin Long is his typical self, but the guy from Red State, the doctor, the bad guy,
Michael Parks.
Awesome. Yeah. He killed every scene he was in.
I mean, it's like the Asylum in terms of silliness, I think, but not in terms of effects. Like it's all
production
practical.
value is way up there, but
like that YouTube video is the only CG thing I remember seeing. But
yeah, it was just like it felt like I was watching a Sharknado done right or something like that. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I don't know that I would watch it again.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And not because it like freaked me out, just because I don't need to see it again. Like I was kind of bored through parts of it. So
I was just kind of like,
it was kind of slow
that happened.
Yeah,
that happened. The musical choices were spot on. They were great.
What do you think?
Yeah, I after seeing it, I didn't think it was so much a horror movie at all as much as a very, very dark comedy. I was surprised at actually how much humor was in there, but it was really of the dark variety. It was interesting. The kind of he's not really the bad guy, but the kind of like the crazy guy. The acting was really, really good. Like he really was turning up the crazy.
Yeah.
In his performance, that was really good. Even Justin Long, I thought was like had some good moments. Who plays a complete asshole, by the way. So what happens to him is like it in some ways you don't feel so bad, but
yeah, they do make him a little less sympathetic.
A bit of a
stuff's
douche
happening to him.
But so I mean, it was watchable and it was interesting. I wouldn't watch it again either because I've seen it. It's not like anything you really need to go back for except for the crazy thing. But yeah, if you like Kevin Smith stuff or you just like the bizarre in a movie, it's definitely worth watching for that.
Yeah, and it's Red State Kevin Smith. It's not Dogma Kevin Smith or Clerks Kevin Smith. It's, I mean, not just that it's the same actor from Red State. It's much more of this kind of dark humor sort of thing, black humor sort of thing. So anyway, if that sounds like something you want to go see, please do. Don't let us spoil any of the surprises. There were a few surprises in it. The way some of the things played out were a little bit different than I expected them to be. There's also a character in the movie that I didn't realize that casting was done, but I was kind of intrigued to see him show up, and that was kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
And I also wonder if the ending was... If the ending that we saw is different than the intended ending, or if there was... Because at the end it looks like they're going to shoot him. And then it kind of goes into that side story about people can cry, animals can't cry, and then it shows him again.
That's the reason they did it. They make through the entire movie, they make Justin Long his character out to be less than human, and even the doctor's like, you'd rather be a walrus than human because humans are terrible. And throughout you see him be horrible, all the humans be terrible pretty much, and then at the end when she says our tears are what separate us from animals, he had to become a walrus to become human.
To cry again. Yeah.
It was all very...
No, and I understand the ending.
Done,
I wonder if, because of the way it was shot, like it looked like, and maybe that's just a fake out that was always in the script, but it looked like it could have just ended with Johnny Depp pulling the trigger and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Or some other ending that we didn't see. But yeah, when Johnny Depp showed up, I was just like, is that really... It is. That's insane. It's like trying to decipher his weird, like, French-Canadian-esque...
Was it just
Johnny Depp weird accent?
It kind of seemed like he was doing an impersonation of Gerard Depardieu.
Yeah, I could see that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I could see that. And all of the...
Yeah, I kind of liked... One thing I liked was, they play the podcaster, and it's really bad taste and humor. They're essentially laughing at a guy that cut off his leg. And then later on, we're kind of like laughing and feeling bad for what happens to him. And it's kind of like it turns it around on you, Because it's funny, but you feel bad for laughing, and yet at the same time, it's so funny in a bizarre way.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the message too, right? Like, people that bought tickets to this movie have sort of a twisted sense of what's funny in that we want to see Justin Long get turned into a walrus. Like, we actually paid to see that happen. And, they made that enjoyable, but at the same time, it is still kind of a...
Yeah. What is wrong with us?
Yeah,
we're finding that...
What is wrong with us?
We're finding that entertaining.
But yeah. And it's... I would say, I'm glad that you enjoyed it, not knowing very much about it.
Yeah, I went into it not knowing a thing, basically.
Because I would have been surprised to learn that otherwise, that people... I would be... I am sure that people that are going in expecting a straight-up Kevin Smith comedy will be extremely disappointed with this movie.
Wow, yeah.
But then again, on the same side of that coin, anybody who goes in expecting a horror movie like it's being shown off as, horribly disappointed.
Yeah, it's not a horror movie.
No.
It's a very dark comedy, but it's it's too comedic. Like all the people are, even the insane guy is funny, and all the Canadians are just walking stereotypes. It's
and to your point about, or to the point about like how quickly they show off the transformation. You know, part of the transformation is they remove his tongue, and that wasn't something that I really enjoyed. So Justin Long's performance kind of ends. Like,
as
somewhere in Act 2, it's just sort of over. He's just
facial
making noises and making expressions.
Around,
But honestly, I thought the best part of his acting actually came from that point on. And
I agree,
because
but
he went with it, facial expressions.
We didn't get any more interplay between the two of them. Yeah. You know, we just got that.
And what we did get, I thought was really good. When they first meet up, it's like Justin Long's the guy who's kind of in control in a sense. He's coming there to use the other guy, get his stories, stick it in the podcast. And then when it turns around, he sees his predicament, he's lost his legs, and then it totally transforms. Like, their interplay was really good, I thought.
Yeah.
While it lasted.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff going on there. It's another one of those movies that I think the idea was a good solid 45 minutes.
It did drag a bit
in a 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
One thing that didn't make sense to me was in the scene where all of a sudden it switches over to her crying and talking to his partner.
Mm-hmm.
It almost made it seem like they were sleeping together, but then I don't think they were. Because in the next scene, she's sleeping on one side, he's sleeping facing the other way. It's just like they're best friends.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the point of that scene?
Yeah, why did they have to hide that then? They could have just presented that as is.
It really didn't make much sense to me. I mean, I know she mentioned that he was a cheating bastard, but we already knew that because...
Well, that was established around about roughly at the same time, so maybe that was just to kind of fake us out in terms of, does she as well? And then we find out that she's actually innocent and he's the douchebag.
I think it was a red herring. I think it was to throw us off as to what was happening.
Yeah.
And to start us down the idea that we're going to have this sort of side... we're not just going to follow Justin Long anymore. We're going to follow Justin Long and the girl and Haley Joel Osment's character.
Mm-hmm.
So... yeah, it's a strange movie.
It sure is.
I don't even really know what to say about it.
But that's Tusk. And don't tell me that you love me. If you like the way we do these reviews, please like the video, subscribe, and check out all the written and video reviews at DaleMaxfield.com. Thanks for watching.